This signal wasn't sent by any country, any machine, or any known life form, and it's still repeating. In the cold silence of space, most signals have fingerprints, satellites, pulsars, planets. They all leave behind patterns we recognize, like a unique signature in the cosmic noise. But this one didn't match anything in our catalogs. When scientists first recorded it, their immediate assumption was that it had to be a mistake, some kind of interference from Earth, or maybe just an equipment failure. They checked their systems, ran diagnostics, and tried to find the source of the error. But they were wrong. There was no error. The signal was first detected by a team of radio astronomers. They weren't searching for extraterrestrial life. Their mission was far more mundane, mapping cosmic background noise to better understand the universe's structure. As they scanned deep space, something unusual appeared on their monitors. It was a burst of energy. Sharp, clean, and incredibly distinct from the surrounding static. Then, it happened again. This wasn't a random flicker of energy. It wasn't the chaotic signature of a natural cosmic event. It arrived, paused for a precise interval, and then returned again, always from the same exact region of the sky. The pattern was too orderly to be accidental. It was structured, deliberate, and unlike anything they had ever seen before. The team knew immediately they had found something significant, but they had no idea just how deep the mystery would go. At first, scientists tried to blame Earth. It was the most logical explanation. Our planet is flooded with radio waves. Could it be a secret military transmission, bouncing off the upper atmosphere? Or perhaps a network of hidden satellites, conducting classified experiments? They cross-referenced the signal's timing, with known satellite paths and military activity logs, but the timing didn't match up. The frequency didn't match any known terrestrial technology. And most tellingly, when inquiries were made through official and unofficial channels, no nation or organization claimed responsibility. With Earth-based sources ruled out, they turned their attention back to the cosmos. The next logical candidate was a pulsar. These are rapidly rotating neutron stars, the dense remnants of massive stellar explosions. Pulsars are famous for emitting beams of radiation that sweep across space like a lighthouse beam, creating a rhythmic, pulsing signal. On the surface, it seemed like a perfect fit. But there was a problem. Pulsars are incredibly consistent. Their rotation is as reliable as an atomic clock. They don't just stop broadcasting and then resume years later. This signal, however, went silent for long periods before reappearing. The pulsar theory, like the Earth-based theory before it, collapsed under the weight of the evidence. The investigation took a turn when researchers decided to analyze the signal's internal structure more closely. They slowed down the recording, stretching out the milliseconds between each pulse, and that's when a deeply unsettling detail emerged. The intervals between the bursts weren't perfectly mechanical, like you'd expect from a machine or a natural cosmic clock, but they weren't random or chaotic either. They felt deliberate. It was a pattern that seemed to adjust and shift in subtle ways, almost as if it were responding to something. One senior scientist, in an off-the-record conversation, described it in a way that sent a chill down his colleague's spine. He said it didn't feel like a broadcast, which is meant to be sent out for anyone to hear. It felt like a response, as if something was listening and then answering. That comment was never published in any official paper. The implications were just too speculative, too profound, to commit to the scientific record. The idea that this wasn't just a signal, but one half of a conversation, was a paradigm shift that most were not ready to entertain publicly. But privately, the thought lingered in the minds of everyone on the team. Just as global attention began to build, and telescopes around the world started to focus on this one patch of sky, the signal stopped. There was no warning, no final transmission. It just vanished into the background noise from which it came. For years, there was nothing but silence. The scientific community waited, and then eventually, moved on. Many assumed the mystery was over, a temporary anomaly, a cosmic ghost that had faded away. It became a footnote in astronomical history, a curiosity that was destined to remain unsolved, until it returned. Years later, a new generation of radio telescopes, far more sensitive than the originals, picked it up again. It came from the exact same location in the sky, confirming it wasn't a fluke. But something had changed. The pattern was different. The rhythm had been altered. It was the same sender, but they were now sending a different message. The mystery wasn't over. It had just entered a new chapter. This wasn't the first time we'd received an unexplained signal from the depths of space. Back in 1977, a powerful narrowband radio burst was detected that lasted for a full 72 seconds. An astronomer was so astonished by its apparent artificial nature that he circled the data on the printout and wrote "wow" next to it. That became the famous "wow" signal. But its most defining characteristic is that it never repeated. It was a one-time event, a cosmic whisper that was heard once and then lost forever. This new signal was different. This one did repeat. Other anomalies and strange signals are detected from time to time, but they almost always fade back into the cosmic noise, dismissed as statistical flukes or instrument errors. This one, however, behaves as though it's being actively maintained. The signal's reappearance after years of silence, with a new, altered pattern, suggests a level of persistence, an intention that sets it apart from every other unexplained signal in history. It doesn't act like a random event. It acts like a system that is being deliberately operated. Official reports and scientific papers on the signal are incredibly cautious. They stick to the data, detailing the frequency, the duration, and the location, but they carefully avoid speculation about its origin or purpose. Publicly, the mystery is a fascinating astronomical puzzle, but internal discussions and leaked emails paint a very different picture, one of genuine discomfort and profound bewilderment. Privately, many scientists admit the signal doesn't behave like a message meant for everyone, like the Arecibo message we once sent out. It doesn't seem like a beacon designed to announce a civilization's existence to the galaxy. Instead, it behaves like something meant for a specific recipient, or, even more unsettling, it acts like something that is reacting to being observed. The way it stopped when global attention was at its peak, and the way it returned with a new pattern, has led some to quietly wonder if we weren't just eavesdropping on a conversation, but that our very act of listening changed its content. The signal is still repeating today. Not constantly, and not on a predictable schedule that we've been able to crack. It appears for a while, then vanishes, only to return days, weeks, or even months later, almost as if it's checking in, testing the connection, or waiting for a reply. And if it isn't a broadcast meant for the entire cosmos, then the real question we should be asking is not what it's saying, but who it was meant for. Full breakdowns of signals like this, and others that are even stranger, are coming soon. Subscribe to our channel, because some of these mysteries don't stay unexplained forever.